I never thought a $25,000 check would be the thing that nearly destroyed my relationship with my future mother-in-law, but when my mom made one phone call and uncovered what she had actually done behind our backs, I realized this woman had been sabotaging our wedding from the very beginning. Let me start from the beginning. I posted about this situation a couple of weeks ago and got some wonderful advice. A few people asked for an update, so I thought I'd let you know what happened, and it's not good. So for those who didn't see my original post, my future mother-in-law offered us $25,000 towards our wedding. Sounds generous, right? But I knew deep down there would be strings attached to make the entire event her way. I thought maybe I was overreacting or seeing something that wasn't there, but everyone confirmed what I already suspected. I was 100% correct. So I decided to have a heart-to-heart with my future mother-in-law, with my fiancée right there beside me. I told her that I missed the relationship we used to have, but things have become strained because I feel like she hasn't respected the choices we've made for our wedding. We explained that we weren't depositing the check until we had this conversation and we were all on the same page about how we move forward. I know we didn't need to justify ourselves, we just needed her acceptance. But I thought giving her some context might help her understand where we were coming from. First, the wedding size. I reminded her that my fiancé and I are introverts. We would be completely maxed out emotionally and mentally with 50 people. And quite frankly, we only want the people who have actually been a part of our lives to be there to celebrate with us. There's no need for childhood neighbors to attend. There's no need for distant cousins we haven't seen in 15 years to show up. Just the people who have been with us on our journey. Second, the wedding gown. This was non-negotiable. A bride chooses her own gown, and I would be choosing one that I can actually be comfortable in. This would be the first time I've worn a dress since prom. It needed to reflect my personal style and make me feel beautiful. Not anyone else's personal style. Mine. And third, the venue. Okay, this part is a little cheesy, but my fiancé and I actually met at a speed dating event that a restaurant was hosting about 4 years ago. We hit it off immediately and here we are. So our absolute first choice for the reception venue was that restaurant. Their event space fits 50 people max, which was perfect for us. We thanked her for the generous $25,000 but made it very clear, we would give every penny back if our decisions weren't respected. We asked her straight up if she had any expectations around decision-making that came with the gift. And then, my future mother-in-law cried. She apologized and told us she just wanted everything to be perfect. She said she was sad that she never had a daughter, someone she could play a normal motherly role with in wedding planning. She admitted she was scared that I would leave her out of everything, which I never did. I always wanted her to feel included. So there we go. We had a resolution. We deposited the check and started to move from the spitballing ideas phase into actually confirming vendors. When I called the restaurant we wanted for the reception, their private function room was unfortunately booked out for our very specific date, a date we couldn't change. That was really disappointing, but we decided to start looking at other options. Then a few days later, I get a call from a wedding planner. She proceeds to tell me that my future mother-in-law hired her to help with the wedding. I was like, what the hell? I called my future mother-in-law and she explained that my fiancé had mentioned we lost our preferred venue, and she just wanted to take some pressure off my shoulders by hiring a wedding planner. She insisted the planner was only there to handle background administrative tasks. Okay. I decided to give her the benefit of the doubt. I wasn't sure why a wedding planner was even needed for a small wedding, or why they'd bother taking on such a tiny job, but if my future mother-in-law wanted to spend her own money to make things a little easier for me, fine. I met with the planner twice, described our vision for the wedding, and she said she'd put together some bookings for us to view venues, taste cakes, all of that. And here's where everything completely falls apart. The planner sent us a list of venues she'd booked for us to tour. We looked them up online and every single one of them was large. Like, designed for 200 guests. We were confused, but we went to the first appointment anyway. While we were walking through, my fiancé joked that 50 people won't exactly need this much dance room. The planner looked confused. She explained that my future mother-in-law had contacted her just last week to say that we were considering expanding the wedding and would need a bigger space than originally planned. My stomach dropped. We got home and I called my mom. I just broke down crying, telling her that this is all just too much and that we were seriously considering just eloping at this point. Forget the whole thing. My mom, her instincts kicked in immediately. Something didn't sit right with her. So she called the original restaurant, the one we wanted from the very beginning, and she said, "I'm calling about an event my sister is planning. She's so forgetful, I just want to confirm she has the private function room booked. It's for this date, and my sister's name is," and she gave my future mother-in-law's name. You guys, this woman booked our venue out from under us. She called that restaurant, booked the private function room, and paid a deposit to secure it specifically so that we couldn't have it. Let that sink in for a second. She sabotaged our first choice venue on purpose. And I can only imagine her plan was to slowly convince us that we needed a larger venue, which would mean a larger reception, which would mean more guests, which would mean the big wedding she always wanted. The one we explicitly told her we didn't want. The one we had an entire heart-to-heart conversation about. The one she cried and apologized over. It was all an act. My fiancé called her and absolutely tore her apart. He told her she is no longer involved in any aspect of the planning. We will not be working with her wedding planner. All of our vendors will be password protected so she can't contact them or make changes. And he told her she's lucky she's even still invited, but she will only be attending as a guest. No speech. No mother-son dance. Nothing. He also made it crystal clear, if she interferes in any way again, she won't even be allowed to attend as a guest. We transferred every dollar of that $25,000 back to her account. I told my fiancé that I'm going no contact with her. I don't really want her at the wedding at all, but I'll be polite on our wedding day because I don't want drama. But after that, I'm done. No contact for good. And my fiancé? He is 100% backing me up.